there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pillars of Eternity. In our previous episode, we finished the Endless Paths, we finished Ghana's quest. We did not kill the Outer Dragon because he technically one-shotted our whole party, so no point in trying to fight that.
I must say,
And then what we did is we fought a dragon slayer and we freed the dragon basically. So we transferred the dragon's soul to the dragon slayer.
Safe
Move
travels.
him, add her, accept, and we are going. Can we go? No, we can't. See, this is the problem because I got my sword, well, the pieces from the sword of the Endless Path. Now I cannot go into the Defiance Bay, so I can't craft my sword. Should have done the Endless Paths first. Probably do some levels here. Because range attack, heal companion, revive vicious aim, swift aim, range attack bounce one time, yes. Next, faithful companion, strength and bond. Plus 10 defense against AoE attacks. Animal companion plus against AoE attacks. Oh yes. Strength and bond. I still didn't hand in my bounties. Now we can do this. Searing Falls. I still didn't hand in my bounties at Cat Noir. Okay. Every day is fucking having payday.
I'm on the trail.
What? What?
Dead on!
So we're fighting drakes for sport now. Nice.
Dead on!
Such a dramatic death. There we go. Hunting bow. What's this? Also hunting bow. Yeah.
hey there.
Now I want to check something. I don't have a weapon specialty.
Sure.
That's really something
I'll
I
take a
should
look.
invest in.
I'll teach you a lesson!
That looks like it hurt.
That's it!
I don't get why they only allow you to come to this
I'll take a peek.
this late in the game, because I outdamage these. My characters are too strong for this area. I mean, that's apparent. That's obvious. That being said, though, I did have
Show 'em
extra
how
stuff
it's
like
done!
that in this part, stuff like that. So it's fine. I'm not in this part. White marsh. Maybe another fucking dragon. Yeah, I just know it. I just know it. Gonna be another dragon.
Slow and silent.
Okay.
Bullseye.
Mow it, eeks. That didn't work. Need to try something else.
And that's how it's done.
That's not very helpful. Yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
That's not...
Dead on!
Easy does it.
I wonder why you find Zorops everywhere you find dragons.
Bull.
That didn't work. Need to... Show 'em how it's done!
Dead on!
That's not very helpful.
Sure.
Let's get a good shot with this.
Dragon dead. Yeah, I'm way over leveled.
I'll teach you.
cave. See what's inside the cave.
If my fur catches on
I'll
fire,
take a look.
roll me like a log on the ground. That works about 80% of the time. I'll teach you a lesson! That's it!
Dead on!
That's it!
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Take the resting opportunity while we can.
That's it! I'll teach you a lesson! I'll teach you a lesson!
Sure.
I wonder if you'll be able to play this game just by left clicking with a bunch of rangers. It's gonna be a fucking dragon here. The Drake cocks its enormous head looking at you. It issues a stream of words directly into your mind, glowing burning sparks. You, glowing burning spark, you human thing, you come to take my spark. Yes, what's the spark? The Drake whirls its body protectively around something. Spark is an ember, warm, growing, beautiful. It turns its head to look at you out of one slit pupil. One day I will become a burning thing, bright and terrible, like my spark. I promised I didn't come to take your spark. Liar, the Drake roars, you come to steal it with your cold, dirty paws. Okay. You cast that. You cast that. You cast that. You attack. You poison.
Need something?
Okay. You transform. You cast that. And you cast that.
Can't get a good shot.
You run. Everybody attack.
Ixiana.
Loth being behind. Now he's not behind. There we go. Use your speed up attack.
That looks like it hurt.
Okay. That's a
That's it!
mini drake dead. Well, mini drogon.
I'll take a look.
Sure.
Burning stone. On the ground with a dragon had coiled around it, you find a stone that glows a familiar orange, yet so cool to the touch when you reach it to retrieve it. Euron catches a glimpse of it, and his eyes bulge out of his eye sockets and skulls. His mouth bucked as though have tasted poison, and he spits on the stony ground. A horse cruel's jest. The beach has always known where to sink her claws to get a rise out of me. What do you mean? The stone you carry, this is part of the bomb that destroyed Eothas, the Godhammer. Tell me about the Godhammer. Ask me about on the road, Watcher. I'm in no mood for it with the horse bitter perfume still clogging my senses. You seem angry. For the first time, Duran seems to become aware of his demeanor, and as quickly as it had flared, it seemed to recede until you start to question whether he had been angry at all. No, it is not anger, you see. I am merely the victim of a divine practical joke. It seems that will remain between she and I, Watcher, for only I am able to appreciate it. What's it doing here? One wonders the bomb blew big, but it would not have sent fragments this far from the citadel. The Drakes must have carried it quite a distance, or Margaret merely put it here herself. Is it worth anything? Ah, ask Eothas. If you meant in terms of copper, there was a time when it might have been big, but that market soon became flooded with prices of the Godhammer. Most of them no more than the trivial enchantments of splinters, dabbling, and wizardly counterfeits. As there has never been a reliable way of to judge fragments' authenticity, and the would-be judges are often watched as questionable as the artifacts themselves. Their value has plummeted considerably. Ask any shopkeeper if he is interested, and he'll try to sell you these fragments instead. Let's bring it back to Fairground. You catch Jones is scowling once more out of the corner of your eye, but he says nothing.
Isn't this something?
Great timefall. It restored his endurance. We have that over time. Pallegina got a new weapon. Maybe I should spec him into big swords. As a tank, that weapon would help him a shit ton.
Yeah?
I don't even know who this figure girl is. Woman. What the f is going on? Oh my shit. One of the thieves mentioned an abandoned farm on the path to Deerfoot. An abandoned farm on the way to Deerfoot. There was no abandoned farm. Whatever. The long hunt. Travel to the cliffs you saw in the vision. Sagani.
I'll take a peek.
Do these look like the cliffs from your vision? Get on! Get on! Can't get a good shot with this.
Sure.
How are you going to optimize shock? How you make it bow?
That's not very helpful.
A lively breeze ruffles. Save. What's down there? A lively breeze ruffles your clothes as you approach the edge of the bluff. A cave mouth yawns from the cliff face. It only a dozen feet below your position, but the weathered rock is too smooth to scale. A rock perches near the precipice. It feels like a sturdy anchor. Tie your rope to the rock, securing it with your grappling hook and climb down. You fasten your rope to the rock and descend. Suddenly a strong gust of wind whips along from the bay. You struggle to hold on to the rope as the breeze tosses you around. The wind picks up and knocks Aloth into the wall. Aloth loses hold of the rope and begins to plummet. Without hesitation, Erefius reaches out and grabs Aloth. The weight wrenches Erefius' soldier but saves Aloth from certain death. Moments later, the gale subsides and you make your way to the mouth of the cave. Okay.
Hey there.
That's it. That's it. I'll teach you a lesson.
Bullseye.
On the hunt.
Sure.
Ring of Saloon. Only used by wizard plus 2 first level spells. Spell uses plus 2 third level spell uses. Wow. Okay, damn, no. Intellect. This is it. How do I get back out? Oh.
Keeping an eye out.
As you reach the edge of the bluff, you recognize an exact location from your vision of Persoq. He was here not long ago. Sagani stands alert, the Adra Statue in one hand while she scans the cliff. You close your eyes, feeling the ether from some trace of Persoq's presence. The darkness behind your eyelids takes shape. You feel Persoq running through the forest this time, hurtling and dashing around rocks and trees. The scenery whizzes by too fast. You can't make out the details between the blurred greenery. Something looms out of the trees ahead of you. Persoq finally stops in front of an Adra arch. Party gained one. Okay, I know where to look for the next for
Then I'll
Persoq.
follow. In these visions, I don't suppose you're getting a sense for who Persoq is now.
Someone who appreciates the scenery. I get a sense of someone who's spoiled adventures and still a leader of the Kith. No.
At least we're getting closer. Seems like we've made more progress together than I've made in a year.
What was he like?
That depends on who you ask.
To
I talked to everyone in Masuk before I left. I heard he was a strong leader, a dependable builder, a caring grandfather, a wise elder, a generous neighbor, a cunning negotiator.
She shrugs. Might as well be one of those impossible perfect heroes from Adir epics. He was probably all of those things at different times.
The odd thing is, many in Masuk weren't much older than me when Persoq passed. And yet everyone wanted to make sure he heard about something in particular. Our trade with the Amawa, our successful hunts, peace with neighboring villages.
She kicks another pebble over the edge. Itumark follows it, its arc, his ears forward. Persoq accomplished a lot that affected all of us.
It just seems odd that so few of us remember him beyond the things he did for the village. Most of his family members, the ones who knew him, are in their twilight years now. And Persoq was too busy to spend much time with his younger relatives.
Itumark yawns and impatiently nuzzles her hand. Let's see.
Anyway, what about this Theos character you're searching for? Seems like he was someone important to you. What do you remember about him?
Very little.
Not a lot to go on, huh? Hopefully you can pick up a few more clues about him while we're running around.
Enough chatter from me, or Persoq will find himself a new body before we even get to this one. Wait, I need to discuss something else first. I want to know about your homeland. Nasitak, she rubs her nose with one broad finger. It's a big island in the middle of the Deadfire archipelago, just off the coast of the White at winds, tundra mostly, with a few snow-covered forests in the warmer parts. Most of us live in the fairly small villages, by standards here anyway, minus Masuk. What is Nasitak like? She shrugs. Cold, but not as cold as the White at winds. The few Keith who visit Nasitak find it sparse, but there's plenty to sustain a village if you know where to look. She ticks the items off on her calloused fingers. We get hides and meat from caribou, seals, and small whales, bone too, which makes fine bows and arrowheads. Community is important to us. We survive or perish together, or sell everything we do every week-long hunt. Every wall we build is for the village. Who lives there? Mostly Enutanic like me. People here call us boreal dwarves. Migratory clans of Glen fallen from the White that went, sometimes spent colder seasons in Nasitak, but we don't see too many other foreigners who can't tolerate the elements. She pats a with a bronzed arm. Those of us born in Nasdaq like to say we have a hardy layer of seal skin just beneath our flesh. Let's talk more about Nasdaq. That's all. She nods. What do you do back in Nasdaq? I'm a long hunter. I still game across the tundra with some of the other wives. We usually hunt caribou and oxen, but we find hares and birds too. It's a good and respected position to see a patch of Nasdaq in the company of my friends and sisters. This is one of the pleasures of life in Masuk. Tell me about Itamuk. He scratches behind the ear. A good hunter, but not much of a talker. And that's been fine by me. When we hunt in Nazitak, we almost always bring our foxes with us. They help us track and flush game, and they're fearless defenders against bears and snow leopards. Clever Itamuk has always been my favorite. He wags his brushy tail. You have family back in your village. Of course, we'd never send a woman who hasn't had a chance to find a mate and have a couple of children of her own. Aren't you worried your husband will? Are you kidding? I'm the best shot in Masuk. Tell me about your children. I've had 5. Yakoma, Estua, Naju, Anik and Malak. Estua and Anik died young in long, lean winters. Malak was barely talking when I left. She scrapes a thumbnail along the handle of her hunting knife. You probably won't know me when I get home. She frowns, her hand falling from the knife. Even in Nasitak, I spend most of my time on the hunt, but then it's easier to relish the hunt when I know I'll see my family enjoying our kill. What's your husband like? Kalu's a good man. He raised our children well and built us a strong home while I've been away on hunts. Our parents chose us for one another when we were still young, not the way things are usually done here, but ours chose well. She smiles. We came to appreciate each other as helpmates first, then friends, and then, well, you know how it goes. There's a hint of a blush below the stripe of face paint. She nods. I'm curious about your search for Persoq. I'll tell you what I can, but Tornek Elistak pilgrimages like mine are rare. Why do your people have this tradition? She pulls the bear figurine out of her satchel, running a finger along its smooth back. It's something we've always done. The elders say it was first begun to forge ties with other villages. It's hard to fight over caribou herds when you see someone you respect on the other side. We also believe that passing our history on in this way keeps us stronger and it helps them, the elders I mean, to return to us after they've been away from us for a generation or more. They use the experiences they've accumulated over lifetimes to lead the village's aid again. Why do people have this? Okay. Are elders usually reborn so far from the village? Most of them, they return somewhere in Nasitak, a member of another family, another village, or they're reborn among the Glamfellan of the white that wins. Even so, it's hard to say what's usual. A mischievous grin crinkles her eyes. When my grandfather was a boy, the elder came back as a polar bear. The huntress chosen for the task had to recite half of a village's deeds while running from the beast. The expression sobers. Even so, there have been a journey longer than mine, some last decades, and the huntress doesn't always return. What happens when the elder is found? That depends on the man or woman he'd become. It's easiest when the rebirth happens in another village of Nasitak, where the tradition is understood. When even in the White that Wins and the southern island of the Deadfire, Archipelago, people understand this custom and will welcome you politely enough, even if their soul do not remember. She shrugs. But sometimes you find someone whose soul has no memory of the village, and you have to tell him of people who remember him still. As disheartening as this is, as you hope that the reminder will aid his soul in the future life. How did you get picked to come search for Persoq? She grins. Another old village tradition. The elders watch the caribou migration and cast seal bones to determine the right time for the journey. When the omens were determined, all the village wives drew dark teeth. We're the ones that go away to hunt and fish, so we're the best suited for the task like this. Anyway, I grabbed the little tooth. She frowns. Traveling so far is a rare privilege for us, but as far as you can see, the journey can be unpredictable. What are your thoughts on my search? She crosses her arms. Theos has made for an interesting chase. What I can't figure is whether he's on the run from something or pursuing a quarry of his own. You talk so much, everybody in the game talks so much.
Can't get a good shot for this.
Laying low.
No, nothing. Okay. Another Drogon.
That's it! That's it!
Sure.
Is another map done. Adra Statue was in Elmwood, if I'm not mistaken. Elmshore. The Adra Arch. Adra Arch. The Adra Arch looms in front of you. It's just as you saw it through Persoq's eyes. Sagani turns, watching the trees from movement. As the arch shadow falls over you, the wooded shore fades into the different scene. You're standing in another forest. Blackened bare trunks claw their way out of the soil and keeps a solemn vigil over the young trees and tender shrubs. You move slowly through the woods and the ruins scattered throughout them. Stone pillars and broken arches show the bones of some destroyed buildings. Between and amidst it all are elves and orlans, their faces painted and their bows drawn. I've seen the next location. Burnt trees, crumbling ruins. Where is this? I'm glad you don't recognize it. That suggests you haven't been lurking around ruins where you don't belong. His eyes intently avoiding her. Sounds like you're describing the desolate stretch of the mountain slopes north of Twin Elms, site of an old battle from the War of Black Trees. I've seen the next location.
I'll follow you.
She counts the arrows in her quiver before adjusting the weight.
Do you ever get a strange feeling near the end of a hunt? I get an itch on the end of my nose. I feel like we're close. I am. After all this time. A part of me had already accepted that I'd never find him. That I'd be stuck wandering like this forever. I'll admit, I didn't believe you at first. Still didn't until now. I haven't spent this much time around anyone since the long hunts in Nasitak. But I've gotten to know you, seen how you deal with Kith. Whatever else you turn out to be when we find Theos, you're honest. I know you wouldn't lead me astray in this.
What I mean is thanks. No one has done this much for me in a very long time. Feels almost like I'm part of the village again. What will you do
Good
after this is
question.
over? She runs her hand over a smooth chiseled surface of the arch. It's been it's been hard to see a purpose behind the last 5 years, but lately I've started to realize just how much Persoq shaped our village, how his efforts and sacrifices added up, made us stronger. Bringing his blessing back to Masuk will strengthen us and draw us even closer together, and I'm proud to know that I'll be the one returning with it. She thumps the Adra wall with the heel of her hand, but I'm getting ahead of myself. First, we've got to find Persoq as well as your query. Karen accents should should give me time to figure out what I'll say to him. What do you think? You'll
I
tell
guess that
Persoq.
depends on who he is now. I'd like to think that traveling for 5 years entitles me to give him a solid earful about all of it. But what really matters to someone in Persoq's position? The village he left behind? The family he likely won't remember?
I wish my fractured memory told me more about the people
Must be
closest to me.
lonely not knowing a thing like that. I guess I've taken that much for granted.
Anyway, here's to finding our men soon. North of Elmshore. North of Twin Elms. So I'm probably gonna have to go into Twin Elms and then. Okay. So it's not the Deerfoot crossing, is it? Why is this happening? Oh, it's a long hunt. Locate the forest on the lightest bit. We found the outright in Elmshore, and I saw another vision. The time Persoq was standing in the forest surrounded by black and crumble. Near the forest I described. He said it's north of Twin Elms. I'm gonna have to go to Twin Elms. Guys, we are finally going to Twin Elms. Oh shit, I should have Pelagina here. This is quoting supplicant returns to the stronghold. How am I gonna get Pelagina? Potions of the 6. Forth and home. Almost reached district. Along district. This hut. Hearthsong Market. Something the same gate. Search for elms for signs of those. Estromar still.
Estromar?
Another fugitive from the burning city. The 6 tribes of Eora welcome you to Twin Elms. Before you lies the Hearthsong district. You are free to explore it, but do not let your feet stray into another district. Those are forbidden to Estromar. What can you tell me about the Twin Elms? The city is sacred to all grandfathers, as it is the place where our ancestors first encountered the builders. That fated meeting turned our people from generations of wandering and to a permanent home among the builders' relics. When the builders commanded us to settle here, they allowed us the unique privilege to live among the structures here. It is the only place in Irglanforth where this is permitted. The sacred city is divided into 4 districts: Hearthsong, the Commerce District, Old Song, and the site of our temples, Elm's Reach, home of the Delimgan and Druids, and the Burial Isles, which is the most sacred place in the city. I'd like to hear about the Hearthsong. The Hearthsong is the place where the Glenforthans and Estromar may gather together. It is also the site of the Passage of the Six, where our tribal leaders and Anamfatha meet. He points to a large round building at the other end of the district. That way is the market. Guard your purse there. No one bargains like a Glenfarthen, and if you need a place to stay, follow the fens to the east. There you'll find the way to the Celestial Sapling. Okay. Which temples lie in Old Song? There's the Noomfrost, which is dedicated to Rimgrand. A group of pale elves from the frozen Southlands arrived not long ago to oversee it. There is also the Nest, a temple of Helia, a Galloway's Moor, a den of beasts dedicated to the hunter god. The route to the burial isle also lies there, that way. Tell me about the Elm's Reach. There lies Tir Evron, one of the only towers of the Boulders still in perfect condition. Two great elm trees twine around it. Even the mightiest works of the gods protect the works of the Boulders. Two Delemgan sisters dwell there now. The Hall of Warriors stands at the other end of the district. Rumor has it that the Anamphath Simok of Three Tusked Stelgaer is there now. Oh, the names. Elm's Reach is also where the druid keeps the halls. There are the ovates of the Golden Grove and the Ethic Knoll of Blood Sands. Many shudder at the brutal sacrifices of the Ethic Knoll, but High Ovate Erona is just as powerful in her own way. My watcher friend Harry pipes up from behind you. I would be honored to accompany you to the Elm's Reach to meet those druids, though I'm a bit wary of any circle with a reputation for brutal sacrifices. Do you know anything about the Burial's Isles? It is a place where the Anamphatha are laid to rest among stones placed by the builders. They say the souls of some of the Anamphatha linger there still. The way lies through old song. It is the holiest place in all of Twin Elms. That's all I wanted to know about it. Why is it forbidden to enter the remaining districts of Twin Elms? Twin Elms is a sacred city built here where the first keepers of the stone met the builders. It exists alongside the work of the builders, and it is the only place in all of Irglanfath where it is permitted to set foot among these sacred places. The Estremor, however, do not have proper respect for the stone here. His word triggers something in your memory. You see an image of a perfect cube of Adra. Just as quickly the image fades. A leader of one of the tribes could give you the permission of the city. Only Anamphath Bethul is present in the patches of Six today, and she has her own troubles. He jerks his head at a long hut in the middle of the district. You have other questions about Twin Elms? I haven't heard of the Keepers of the Stone. Oh, my voice. Give me a sec. The oldest of the six tribes, he points the tip of his sword at the long hut behind him. Up the stairs and into the patches of the six. This is where our Anamphatha gather. Bethul, the Anamphath of the guided compass, can tell you more. Who are the builders? You know them as the Inquithans. To us they are the builders, creators of the sacred place that we guard to this day. I'll keep your words in mind. Best that you keep your visit brief. Word has reached our ears that the riots have ended and the gates of Defiance Bay have opened once more. Yes, I can go get my sword.
Trees could use more of Margaret's
On that note,
touch.
let's go get the sword. And swap companions. First fires. I just hope it's a one-handed sword. Otherwise, I'm just gonna respec my character into wielding a two-handed sword as well. No, I'm not. Not everybody can use two-handed swords, but I got so many decent two-handed swords. Wait, that's all that I got. Let me check some. What's this? Boo. Where is that sword? There it is. Yeah, that doesn't say damage on crit. I'm definitely gonna give it to him. It'll make him tank longer. Better, not longer, better. Wait, this dude.
I'm a forge master. We were all smith.
What about my sword? I have all the pieces. I do, I promise I do. Can you stop doing this? I have found the polished stone. I have found the shattered blade. I found both halves of the broken blade. Find more pieces. Okay. There's that one room in the in this pulse I couldn't get into. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get into that room. I won't be able to get in there. I won't be able to craft this. I think the last piece might be inside that room. I can't even remember what level it was, but I'll do it someday. Just not today. I'm gonna go kill everyone in that temple. I think I'm gonna do that. Let's see what's down there. All that got away. Keep an eye on the devil of Karok. Okay, his better half. It's got the idiot died. Journey to the Abbey of the Fallen Moon, the Good Hall, the Hunter's Favor. Return to Fyra and Grave's Rest. Hunt down the wolf. Okay. Siege of Kragold. Yes. Dream and memory, learn of the breathing mother's path. Broken an agreement with her. Okay. Supply and demand, return to Maya. Yeah, okay. So that's done. Okay, quests. I need to deliver a dead monk's massive member to members of his order. They should the celestial sapling. Okay, the vision as well. Search the fishery at night. Okay. Find the other piece of okay. Then tutorial outside the cliff trace, the last pool. I checked out something. Okay, sacred instrument. Turn to Easter. The device doesn't point to okay. These are bounties. Stolen scroll. What's for the science of game? But I don't understand. What am I to do with that? Long arm cinders of faith. The tranquil ardent of Margaret has had her faith as the hollow-born cries of the fires by bring the spark to freedom.
Yeah?
Before I knew it, the Stelgar was on top of me, and I was face down in the dirt.
I figure that the glowing spark passes. Where is she? I think she's in the Crucible Keep. No, she's in the first fire. Yeah, in the first fires, but not in the Crucible Keep.
Sagani, does your fox bite?
Yes.
Okay.
Hail, traveler.
Present the burning stone. I journeyed to the Searing Falls myself. This is what I found there. She takes the stone in her hand. By the flame, do you know what this is? It's a fragment of the Goblin armor bomb. Yes. She turns in the very weapon that Margaret herself helped us to build. Defeat Whitewind in the Saints' War. It's weird seeing it right in front of you like that. Before it was just stories, never seemed real. Yet her mouth twists into a frown, and the orange light carves deep shadows across her face. So why don't I feel any different? What good does this do? You hold part of the weapon designed by a god. This very existence of such a thing should fill you with awe. Her face relaxes and her eyes drink the glowing in her hands. So it does. It's not an answer, but it is a meaning. She closes her hands around the stone and tucks it away. I'd forgotten how important that is. Meaning she has no idea what it means, what it represents, what went into it. As she looks at the statue, of flame springs from its raised hand. One of the things I have always loved about Morgan is her affinity for fire, how it grows and spreads. You feel the warmth from the fire rippling across the room. You've given me what I need. I'll make sure to give the people at Fire and Spray the support they need. Fire and Spray extraordinary positive. Now, let me give you something you might need. She disappears, returning quickly with something in her hand. A weapon worthy of the goddess herself. Please accept it as thanks for your service to Morgan and to me. Thank you. Oh. Damage. 30% is converted to hits, exceptional accuracy. Attack speed, burn damage. There is a weapon from your goddess.
Hey there.
What's this? Shoulder 2 minus attack.
He's so soft.
I wonder if that quest is still bugged. I think before I respect this guy. He doesn't need a bow. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm. Greetings.
Farewell.
Great sword, there we go.
Hey there.
There was a merchant here. I actually went through my older videos. And this guy had a bow that I wanted. And now I don't need it.
Hail and well met.
Nah. No, I don't want it. Go away. It's a war bow. 20 damage restored as endurance. Attacks can stun on crits. Man. See if I had that bow. No. Okay. Anyway, I think we did pretty good today. We finished Searing Falls, finished Pearlwood Bluff. Did Sagani's quest, kinda, sorta. We've got one or two more places to go. I don't know if it's up here or wherever. We'll figure it out. We went to Hearthsong. We found out that we wasted our time coming back for the blade because I need another piece. So I have to go through the endless parts of Onward to see which piece I missed. So yeah, with the next episode I will probably go to Andra's gift to check if that quest is still bugged and handed in. I'll go to Cat Noir, hand in my bounties, and then we will start continuing with Hearthsong. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day.